Hey guys, welcome to Wednesday Cardone University Mastermind. My name is Steve Spray. We're coming to you live from the 305 every single Wednesday. If you guys want to call in today, you're going to dial that number right there. It's 305-865-8668. Call in. Tell me what's happening in your business, in your sales, whether it's closing deals, handling objections. We are going to talk about it here on the Mastermind. So guys, welcome back. So every Wednesday what we do, if this is their first time coming here, because we got a lot of new people on Cardone University every single week, and this is going to be your first live show, what happens is we want you to call in. We want you to call us up and tell us, hey, what's happening in your business right now? What's the hardest part of your job? What objections did you get stumped on? And you're thinking, man, nobody in the world could ever handle that objection. I want you to call me with that one, because those are the things that we're here to discuss. We're here to talk about how we take you to the next level. So Cardone University was the first step. That was you making the investment to say, you know what, I'm going to train, study, drill, learn the information that I need to get to the next level every single day. But what we want to do here is we want to talk about how to apply Grant Cardone's training in every single scenario, every single situation. That way you can start to become the great salesperson that you were destined to be. So we're going to help you get there. Today, guys, I always pick a topic. I grab one. If you want to call up and if you want to have questions and it has to do with the topic that we're covering, I'd love that. But it doesn't have to be about the topic. It could be about anything. It's your phone call. You make it about what you want to. So today we're talking about presentation mistakes. Okay, so if you guys want to dial in, that number 305-865-8668, call in. And I want to talk about your presentation. So some of the biggest things I'm going to cover, I'm not going to cover all of them because Grant goes really deep on this topic inside the training program. What I want to do is I want to show you guys my screen really quick, and I just want to talk to you about where I'm getting this material. So with your Cardone University program, you want to click into your sales process. So inside sales process, this is a big, bulky, like very deep program. This is the roots of everything in your sales process. And particularly today, we're going to be talking about the presentation. So inside the presentation, of course, like always, Grant talks about the basics, the fundamentals, what to know, the secrets, and then he always talks about the mistakes. If you don't know the mistakes, guys, I'm telling you, you're getting crushed right now. So you should always look at that. So if you don't know the mistakes of closing the deal, get on it. If you don't know the mistakes in the cold call, get on it. Okay, today we're talking about this video right here, number 14 inside presentation. It's called the demonstration mistakes. So what I want to do is I want to cover a couple of the things there and just really talk about what Grant's suggesting inside that category right there. Number one, I'm going to give you 8 mistakes. There were more inside just that video. And of course, there's what's after that. But I'm going to talk about these 8 mistakes here. So number one, not doing a presentation at all would be the first mistake. The first mistake would be to not present. So a lot of people run into, hey, would you like to see the program? Would you like to see the product? Would you like to come into my store and take a test drive? Man, flunk, like you need to roll into the deal, Hey, come on down. You need to come down to the store. I want to take you on a test drive right now. Well, I don't want to test drive. Yeah, nobody does, man. That's why I test drive with you, okay? You sit, I drive, okay? Let's roll, okay? So, this is where you guys got to get committed to the presentation. If you sell software and you're online, you call people up, you're probably on a cold call. You're talking to them, hey, listen, man, I want to show you this new product designed to help your business be more efficient. They're like, well, just send over the pricing. We use something similar to that. Okay? You definitely want to send pricing. You definitely want to do that. But what you want to do is you want to really get into a presentation, because what happens is this. You're going to get crushed if your pricing is any different than what they have. Here's why. Because they don't know how your product's different. So they're actually comparing what they know in this industry, this vertical, with what you're offering. And if you're offering something completely different, that's a problem for you. Okay, let me give you an example. So a mattress. Okay, a mattress. The first mattress I ever had, okay, I didn't pay any money for it. First time I went to go buy a mattress, okay, I was a little shocked by the price. I'm like, dang, dog. Okay, so guess what? I got a cheap mattress, okay? I regret that. Okay, so it caused me back pain for years, man. That was a challenge for me, man. But I was basing it off the idea that I already had. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know how much they cost, right? So then guess what happened when I went to go buy my next mattress? Like my first one was probably like a couple $100. It was like $500 or something. Okay, so then I go back to buy another one, and I'm thinking, dude, I'm going to step my game up, man. I'm freaking get me one of these $1,000 mattresses, man, because I'm a player now, you know? Dude, I still regretted that decision, okay, until I actually, like, even looked at the other products, which I'd be more than happy to pay all the money for it. I would have bought those a long time ago, the bigger, the high-end one, but I never knew. Because what happened was the mattress guy never said, dude, why don't you just lay down? You don't have to buy it, but just lay down, see the difference, okay? It would have changed the game for me, right? Where you need to push somebody into a presentation or else they're just going to like want to negotiate with you based off what they know. I'm going to take a caller and I'm going to come back to the next 7 mistakes. I got Kendall Hall from Atlanta, Georgia, man. What's happening? What's up, Kendall? Hey, Kendall, can you hear me, buddy?
Yes, I can hear you now.
What's up, man? How's everything going for you?
Everything is pretty good. I was
Nice,
trying
man.
to log into the training, Mastermind training. So, and I see a video, and above this it says call in live, so I called the number.
My man. Yeah, no, if you want to call in, that's the deal. You call in. You're live right now, by the way. There's 2 million people listening right now, okay? You're on live, okay? So listen, I want you to drop in the hardest part of your job, man. We're going to talk about that. What's hard about your job, Kendall?
What's hard about my job? I mean, the only thing it would be, I would say, I don't necessarily say it's hard, but the most challenging thing is the objections.
Okay. Where do you get objections at? You get them in the greeting, the presentation, the close, the follow-up?
It's usually, sometimes it's at the greeting.
Oh, in the greeting?
And yes. And other times, I had one last week. It was at the close.
Oh, at the close? Let me ask you this, man. Like, what do they say in the greeting? Like, what objection do they give you?
I can't hear you.
Okay. What's the objection that they give you?
Well, the objection that I had was about, I believe it was about finances.
Too much money? Price too high? Payments too high?
Yeah, they had was saving for a honeymoon, and they're concerned about finances, and he said he needed to speak with his wife.
Saving for a honeymoon. Okay. And
Yeah.
what product or service do you sell?
Roofing.
What is it?
We do full roof replacements.
Oh, nice. Roof replacement, man. So a guy's taking his biggest investment in his entire life, his home, where he keeps his spouse, by the way. Okay? And he's trying to save up for a honeymoon, man. You can't get to a honeymoon if you got a roof leak. Okay, so that's where, excellent. Thanks a lot for calling in. Let me show you guys where to handle this. Okay, so whenever you guys call in right here, what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you exactly where to get this information. I'm going to tell you where to get it, and I'm going to show you how to handle it. So inside the program, the first thing to know is this. You need to go to the theory of closing the deal. And what you would want to start to, like, you need to learn all this material right here, but you also want to get in, like, the 10 reasons closers fail. So that's what I'm always looking at. I'm like, hey, what went wrong on there? So when you get into this part of the program, what you're going to notice is that, Grant says this. He's like, hey, look, I'm going to give you a whole list of things, identify what it is, and then find out and study this video, and then go look for the strategy behind it, right? So never attempted to close, pressure perceived as a bad thing, unwillingness to deal with emotions, a lack of belief in the product, an incorrect estimation of effort, being reasonable, no financial plan in place. This is stuff for you too. Handling objections that are only complaints. Like, I would suggest that the honeymoon is really an objection that is only a complaint, okay? Also, shortage of closing material. So this might be something that you want to study, and then you want to go back. Okay, once you go back, you're going to go back into this part right here. Because now I need to, understand, hey, why did that happen? What did I miss? And then I want to go into one of these closes right here. Okay, what I would suggest is this. I think it's right here. There's a close that I like to use. I use it all the time. It's called the congratulations close. Yep, I was right. So this close right here, the congratulations close, or the do it anyway close. Okay, so what I want you to focus on is this. Look, the congratulations close goes exactly like this. Man, it's like, dude, congratulations. What? Man, congratulations that you can put a brand new roof and afford to be able to take your wife on a honeymoon this year, man. Let's go ahead and get this done. That way you can protect your wife before the honeymoon. Okay, look, you got to congratulate people. Congratulate them that, hey, nice job. Like, listen, the fact that you can do this, man, that's incredible. Okay, let's do this and get it done. Okay, I need to keep pushing the guy forward. I need to keep leaning forward. He's going to tell you, well, no, man, we need that money for the honeymoon. I understand you need the money for the honeymoon, but listen, if you spent the money today, if you dropped it on the new roof, if it was a better investment in your home, okay, what if you just did it anyways? What would happen? Well, you know, then we wouldn't be able to go on our honeymoon. Well, no, you couldn't go on your honeymoon. You would just need to replace the money. So how would you replace the money? Well, you know, maybe I'd pick up some extra shifts, blah, blah, blah. You know, like move them down the way of like, hey, how do I make this work? So this is where like you have got to know the information inside this program so you can push it and use it with people. Because if not, like the guy's telling you that he wants to wait is not good. Wait is not good for anybody. No matter what the product is. Like if this guy went by his home and he's like, this guy needs a new roof ASAP, and it was a legitimate problem, right? And you could actually solve that problem for him, then he would know that, dude, I need to fix this right away because it's way more important than saving up for the honeymoon. Okay, if I got to save up to go on the honeymoon, then like, dude, I got things to check in my life anyways, right? So look, I need to fix things. I got things around me probably falling apart, like my house, okay? So you don't want to use that with them, but just a way to think about it. So number 2, I want to go into the presentation mistakes right now. If you guys want to call in with any other questions like that, I'd love to answer it. Drop in a question. Number 2 presentation mistakes is not believing that they will buy. This is where a lot of people run into mistakes where they're thinking, dude, you know what? This guy can't buy. You know, and I remember as a young salesperson, you know, I was standing in an organization. I was at a retail location. People would come into me, and I would judge them. I'd be like, I'm like, dang, dude, like that guy can't afford this. You know, I sold boats as one of my first jobs, okay? That was one of the first sales jobs that I had. So when I would sell boats, man, these big yachts, these things, I mean, I was making 40 grand a year, and the boats I was selling were $100,000. I mean, it was crazy to me. Like, that's not a lot of money to me right now, but back then, like, that was everything, you know? And, like, people walking in, and I automatically judged them. Dude, that guy can't buy. Like, I didn't even know what the payments were when I first got there. You know what I'm saying? And who am I to judge somebody? Right? So that's where most salespeople fall apart. And I will tell you that no matter how good you are, you're always doing this anyway. So, like, you need to be super aware of, hey, how do I actually believe that every single person can buy? How do I make it so that, hey, you know what? He's not going to buy, but man, what if we made it the exact reason that he would need to do it? Like my guy with the roof, man, the guy says, hey, look, we're going to wait till our honeymoon. We want to go on the honeymoon. Okay, hey, let me tell you this, man. This is the fact that you want to go on a honeymoon is the exact reason you should be doing this right now. Okay, because listen, if you let this leak go any longer, it's going to get much worse. And you ain't going to have a honeymoon. Let me tell you that, because what will happen is you're going to have to deal with the roof. You're going to deal with the carpet leak. You're going to be dealing with the attic. And that's going to be a major problem for you, and it's going to delay your honeymoon 3 to 5 years. What I would suggest is we get this done now. Because if we get this done now you got a shot at being on the honeymoon. Okay, what do you say, man? Let's get this done. Okay, so this is where you guys have got to believe that, look, I got to show this to everybody. I got to show them the results. I got to sell the gap. You know, what is the gap? Like, what is the benefit, the value? That's what Grant's talking about inside this presentation program. So not believing that they will buy, major, major mistake. You need to believe that everybody can buy and at least treat them like that until it's like so official and so validated that they won't buy that you're like, okay, dude, I'm on to the next one. Number 3, overqualifying the buyer's financial ability. That's kind of the same thing. You can't qualify people's financial ability, man. You do not know. When I was broke, like I'm talking when I was broke making 30, 40 grand a year, I mean, I didn't have any money, you know, because I had bills. At the end of the day, man, I didn't have any money, but I'll tell you what I did have, okay? I had the, like, $400 belts, okay? I was wearing the nice shirts, okay? I was swagged out, man. I had a Nordstrom's card with like $4 grand racked up on it. Okay, I had no business spending $4,000. Let me tell you that. Okay, but I'm telling you, dude, I look sharp all the time. I'd always spend my money on clothes. Man, I was fly. Okay, but I had zero money in the bank. Okay, you go find me today. I actually have a lot of money in the bank. And if you see me outside of the office, outside of the suit, I'm wearing the exact same thing. There's only 2 pair of pants that I own that I actually wear. And it's usually the one pair. And then I'll wear a black t-shirt, okay? It's just what I'm wearing all the time. So I'm just telling you, you can't judge people based on their financial ability, man, because you don't know. You have no idea what it is. How would you know unless you started to sell them and pitch them and qualify and fact find and figure out, hey, how do I make this work with this guy? Okay, so the biggest ones right here, not delivering or not believing that they will buy and overqualifying will be huge problems and big mistakes for your presentation. So we got, they hung up? Okay. So if you guys want to call in, drop in. I think we lost like 1 or 2 there, but if you guys want to call in, hit that number and ask me any question that you want. Tell me about a deal that you missed. Tell me about a problem that you ran into. We want to help you out and make sure that, listen, this mastermind is something that you're utilizing every single week. I get so much good feedback from people who are just watching. I'm always asking them, man, you ever call in? They're like, no, I just watch it. I'm like, dude, call in, man. Let me get some good questions. Okay, so number 4 on the presentation mistakes is that you don't think that the demo influences people. Like let's say you sell a car. Guy calls up. He's like, hey man, I need payments under $400. Can you do it? Yeah, we can do it. Okay, good. Come down. And then all of a sudden you're like not showing the guy the presentation, man. You're not taking the guy on the demo ride. Okay, this is happening in every industry, by the way. Like I see this. We're with these companies every single day, and I'm actually going in to like look at their process, and I'm like, dude, what are you guys doing here? I mean, like you guys have got to value the presentation, man. You got to lay into this thing. Like you got to look at every single buyer as somebody who can buy or they won't buy. So what you want to do is you want to think about how does the actual presentation itself influence the buyer? Well, number 1, if they knew about it, they would have already bought it, right? Like if you want to think about your product and your service, what's some random product or service or somebody, anything? Phones, cell phones. Okay, what's a like jacked up phone? Something that's like Metro. What's it? Oh no, that's like low end. That's low end. I'm talking about what's something that's like a crazy price. Yeah, the iPhone, right? Yeah, the iPhone, man. It's crazy. It's probably over time. You spend what $200 a month for 2 years, so $5,000 phone, right? $5,000 phone. Okay, it's a lot of money for a phone. You probably never looked at it like that, but dude, when you get in there, man, like. I've made $5,000 off one video to somebody. Made sense of the whole deal. Once I got in and I found out the features, like, dude, you can edit and like do all types of video things. My man Francisco right here, this guy's got, he's got a $10,000 camera right here. It's like, well, dude, I got an iPhone. It's pretty freaking cool. Like, it can do some cool stuff. All of a sudden, Glenn's like, dude, I dropped $5K on a phone like that. You know what I'm saying? So like without a presentation and seeing it and being able to like know what's in there, then I never have any idea. So this is where it's a major mistake for you devaluing and not believing that your presentation is what's going to add a lot of value. Now the problem is that most people take too long in the presentation and they talk their way out of a sale. So what you want to do is know that, look, there's a dominant buying motive and people buy things when it solves problems. So I got to identify what the problem is and then I got to present to the problem. Once they're like, yeah, that's it, you got to close the deal. Okay, so number 5, take your product for granted because you're around it every single day. Man, this happens to a lot of people. Dude, this happened, like I got to check some of my sales guys on this too, because when they're on the phones and they're pushing and I'm telling them, they're like, man, that guy's not going to buy. I'm like, yeah, I get it, man, but like you need to make the guy buy because like you know what this program can do, right? Like, yeah. I'm like, how much money were you making 5 years ago? I wasn't making any money. Well, how much money are you making right now, man? And it's a significant amount more. I'm like, look what this has done to change your life. He's like, yeah, no, it's done a lot. I'm like, good, man. You need to remember that every single phone call. Okay, if you guys are at Orange Theory Fitness, if you guys are at LA Fitness, if you guys are at Equinox, then you need to understand, you need to stop and take a look and say, hey, dude, like, man, this working out thing actually works, man, but I can't get caught up in the fact that I'm in the gym every single day and I'm not delivering that to somebody saying, hey, look, when you show up every single day, this is what it looks like. when you actually do everything that we tell you and you do it for a consistent time period, this is what you get. Okay, you can't forget about that. That's going to be a huge problem for most people. The mattress sales guy, right, where you're in there, you're laying on them, you're playing around on them every single day, blah, blah, blah. You know everything about them. And you can't take for granted the product that you're around every single day. And you need to understand that, look, the right mattress could change somebody's life. The right sleep, 365 days out of the year, would be a game changer. Not having back problems, able to move, able to hustle, able to be more excited, able to not be in pain, game changer, right? I mean, you could save lives. I mean, with the right mattress and no back pain, you could take somebody off medication, man. That you could actually save a life with the right mattress. Okay, so I want you guys to get out of what you're in every single day, and that's what Grant's talking about inside this presentation program, where he's saying, hey, look, mistakes are people around their product so much that they're getting outside of it. Like my roof guy. Man, you're probably around roofs so much that you're just like, it's another roof. Dude, that's what your customers are saying right now. Man, just another roof, man, Like, dude, you need to be excited about it, dude. You need to be pumped up about it. You need to know that, look, dude, these things make a massive difference, man. The right roof on your home could increase the value another 10%. Okay, $500,000 house, man, that's a lot. It's another $50,000 on your house, man. It costs us $3,000 to put it on. Okay, would you spend $3,000 to make 50? Yeah, I would do that. Good, let's do it. Okay, let's get it done now. Okay, let's get it done now while it's the right time, before something else happens, man. Let's do this now, right? Where you guys have got to believe in your deal. You got to pitch that higher product. Number 6, was there? Yes, you got 2 comments. Okay, yeah, let's fire one up. My man, David from OKC, what's happening?
What's up, Steve? How you doing?
Dude, I'm incredible, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Real quick, so you've been working on a deal for, I don't know, just X amount of time. You've been working on somebody. You've been calling them up. You've been following up. Haven't been able to close the deal. Haven't been able to lock it down, any of that. And then someone on your team does. How do you approach that yourself mentally?
It's tough, man. It's happened to me several times. Okay, I got guys back here that I freaking paved the way for, dude. Like, unbelievably. Guys I was calling 2-3 years ago, 60 dials in, man. Like, put blood, sweat, and tears in, sent them VAFU, paid for money to go out, and all of a sudden, 2 years later, the guy's ready to go. He calls into my office because I gave up on him 6 months ago. So the only way for you to be super stable in your life is if you take responsibility for everything. So no matter what happens to me, whether somebody could just walk up and punch me in the face out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, dude, how did that happen? I'm going to take responsibility for it because I don't want to be the effect. So I've had to learn this, by the way. This is a great question because I know this happens everywhere, and this has definitely happened to me, and I was not on the happy side about it. I was like, dude, this is freaking messed up. And so you would want to take responsibility for it and think about, dude, what did I do to miss that? Was it a right timing thing? Did I give up on the guy? So for you, if you could just take 1,000% responsibility for it right now, how did you miss the deal?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking. I'm just asking because I want to get down to it because I did this exercise. I said, hey, you know what? Even though it seemed like it wasn't my fault, how was it my fault? So for you,
whether you didn't act fast enough or you just didn't act enough. Period. Like I said, it might have been the wrong time. It might have been your pitch wasn't exactly honed in with what they were looking for. I mean, It could be a bolt. It could be a variation there, a combination of everything.
Exactly. So how old are you?
I'm just trying to see how. I am 36.
36 years old, man. You got 70 more years on this planet. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be at this job for 70 years, but you're going to do something for 70 years, man. So what I would do, this is the way I look at it. I'm thinking, dude, I got a lot of time left. I need to learn from this today. That way this doesn't ever happen. And that's what I use Cardone University for a lot because I'm thinking, dude, okay, good. I just got a little spanking. Okay, I got a little wake up call, and it sucks because it's somebody that's close to you. It's like when you're chasing down a girl, man, in high school, and your buddy gets her. You know what I'm saying? He's taking her out. It's like, dude, what happened?
Yeah.
And so that's not cool. It hurts because it's so close to home. So for me, what I would do is I would look at everything, and I would start at the beginning. I would go into the sales process and find out, hey, what did I miss? Did I not find a dominant buying motive? Did I even really know what the guy's dominant buying motive was? Did I present to the product? Could I have done better in my pitch? Did the other guy do a better pitch than I did? If so, like, I want to know that. I want to actually be responsible for it, because I can take that with me to the next deal, or I can like learn from it. And so that's the way I would dig into it, man. I know how frustrated you probably are right now, because I've definitely been there. And, you know, this is the one thing that Grant said one time that stuck with me. He said, look, if you think you're going to get rich off one deal, then you have no idea what you're doing here. Okay, it's going to be many deals. So if you lose a deal, to somebody else, like if that was going to be the only deal that made you rich, like you were already like out of tune with what to do. So I would go on to the next one, man. I'd keep filling up your pipeline and you know, try to forget about that one, man. But, you know, learn from it and move on. So awesome question, though. Thank you. That was good right there. That's real right there, because that's what's actually happening all day long. You guys know that's happening on your sales team. And, man, huge shout out to that guy for actually calling in and saying, hey, dude, I got freaking lost a deal, man. I lost it to my boy. You know, that's never a good thing. But the thing that you always want to do, like the only way to like let failure really like work, because failure is more of like a way to learn. You know, so like use this. So instead of being like, dude, that guy stole that deal from me. And I don't know if this guy was doing that, but, you know, instead of being like, man, what, you know, like, what was it about me? Like, dude, you need to dig into the deal to find out, hey, what did I do to cause that? Man, maybe the guy liked the product. He didn't like my presentation. You know, people ask me this all the time. Like, dude, you guys are a call center and you guys wear suits and ties every single day? I mean, do you guys even see people? Dude, we wear suits and ties every single day, man. It's for us, man. It's like you can't ever overdress a deal, you know? Maybe that guy showed up and he wasn't in the proper attire, and then he got somebody else who seemed he was a little bit more well-spoken. He asked better questions. People are looking for confidence, you know? They want to see confidence. They want to be confident that, hey, dude, if I make this investment, that you guys can really help me out. And so that's why it takes everything. It takes everything. It takes a good attitude. It takes the right dress. It takes the right questions. It takes the right presentation. And then it's going to take the right follow-up. So, man, thanks a lot for calling in with that question. That was strong. Number 7. Oh, yeah, number 6. Believe your buyer when they say that the price is the most important. Okay, I want you guys, if you're taking notes at home, write this down. Price is never the reason people buy. Price is never the reason people buy. Have you ever bought a price? Never. Well, you can't buy a price. How do you buy a price, man? How do you actually buy a price? Okay, you can't buy a price, dude. You got to buy a product, a service, a value, like something that benefits you in some manner. And so you got to understand that, look, if they're negotiating with you on price, it's either for sport or they don't see the value in your product at that price. Maybe you need to raise them up a product. This is what Grant talks about inside the program right here. He's like, look, man, if you're getting these price objections, then you need to raise people up, man. They're saying, look, it's too much money for that. It's too much money for that. Okay, show me something different is what they're really saying. Okay, next caller.
All right, you got Jim in Chicago.
Nice. Jim in Chicago. What's up, man? How you doing?
Are you there?
Yeah, what's up, buddy? My man, Jim.
Hey, how are you doing?
Dude, I'm doing incredible, man. Now, this guy right here, this guy brought his entire family down to the 10X Growth Con, okay, because he knows how to get it right, man. How you doing today, Jim?
I did. Let me give a shout out to my wonderful wife. Yeah, that was a Christmas gift to all of us. And Steve, it was life-changing, man. It was awesome.
I know what you mean, man. I know what you mean, and I know you guys had some big successes. Hey, real quick, man, drop the, because I talked to you the other day, and you told me that your son, after leaving the 10X Growth Con, went back and closed a deal. How big was that deal?
$27 million.
$27 million, man. He's probably not even 27 years old, is he?
23 years old.
Guys, listen, I'm telling you, man, listen, get around the right people and things start changing, man. So, Jim, what can I help you out with today?
Well, first of all, great topic, right? Identifying presentation mistakes. And I'm sitting here watching you. I'm in my office with our two sales managers, Kevin and Bill. And you said, you know, all you people out there, you watch, but you don't call in. And I took that as a challenge to take action, so I called in.
My man. Hey, let me ask you this, man. What's the hardest part of your job?
Oh, man, the hardest part of our job, you know what? We have outside salesmen, right? Knowing that we know that they're following the process. And when I think of the presentation, Steve, I think you know better than anybody, the presentation, a lot of times you just can't get to it because you didn't set the table before it properly.
Totally.
You didn't create that desire, that hunger for that prospect or that client to even listen to a presentation.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%. Are your guys on the outside sales team, are they cold calling?
They do not cold call. That's the beauty about our business. 99% of the appointments they run are warm calls.
Okay.
The clients calling us with a problem.
Nice. And then they go out there, right?
They do.
Oh,
yeah.
perfect. Okay,
yeah,
Francisco.
We're in the waterproofing and home foundation repair business.
Yeah, I love that. So, guys, listen, I want to show you what he's talking about right here. So this is not on a cold call. This is going to be in the sales process. He's saying, hey, guys, my guys aren't setting the table the right way to even get to the presentations. He's like, man, mistakes in a presentation, I wish we could get there. And they're a great company, by the way, but I know that for a lot of salespeople, their sales break down in different areas. Check out my screen here, guys. When you go to the sales process, there's going to be this part of the program right here. So if this is happening to you in your business, then go to the fact finding right here, and Grant lays out everything. If you ever heard anybody say, you know, dude, you want a good answer? Ask good questions. You know, you ever heard successful people ask good questions? Dude, it's true, because what they're really doing is they're actually getting to what Grant calls the dominant buying motives. Why would somebody do this now, right? So these guys go out and they do the waterproof, right? Is he still on there? Yeah. Jim, you still?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
listening to you.
Yeah.
You're spot on here. We have a fact sheet that we follow. We call it a customer questionnaire. And more times than not, Steve, when we look at the file, we have a CRM. When we upload that file, we'll see that questionnaire was filled out, you know, maybe 25%. They just weren't asking the questions
right
to lead to the presentation.
Exactly. And in the presentation, too, it's not just the questions. Like, I could ask, hey, Jim, why'd you call in today? And he's just going to give me, it's the first question. He's going to give me some fluffy answer. I'm just telling you, the dominant buying motive is not in the first answer. So I got to be like, well, Jim, you know, hey, tell me more about that. What do you mean by that? You know, so what are some of the fact-finding questions that you guys have? What's one or two of them that they're going to ask?
Well, the first one is spot on. We asked that. What was the reason why you called us out? And that's basically our opportunity to kind of be quiet. And usually they just start vomiting. Man, well, I called you out because I've been living with this problem for this, and that. And then we'll ask them, okay, so if I hear you right, you've been living with it for this long. Why do you want to fix it now? And we'll ask that. And you know, we're getting to more of their why, and that gives us an opportunity as we ask the remainder of the questions.
Exactly. It's layers.
To start putting the pieces of the puzzle together.
That's right, man. You got to put the puzzle together. This is where sales happen. Because let me tell you something about that fact-finding time, the dominant buying motive. It's not just for you to know the play to run to close the deal. Dude, it's for them. It's for them to work out. Because if they knew what the answer was, they wouldn't have called you up and said, hey, Jim, can you guys come out here and look at this? They would say, hey, Jim, we need to buy your XYZ, right? This is the same thing, guys, in your business right now. The fact you're on a presentation says that the customer doesn't quite know yet. If they did, they would have already bought. So this is the time where not only you can find out why, but they can figure out why. They're going to work it out, right? So, Jim, you could probably be a testament to that. You'll see it in their eyes. When they start talking about it, they're like, well, you know what? Actually, we've had this problem for so long, it's almost unbelievable. You know, does that ever happen?
Yeah, absolutely. And then based on their answers to your questions, once you've figured out what you're going to present on, my previous life, I spent, 24 years in the car business. Once you figure out what car it is that they're interested in, that's going to fit their needs and accomplish their goals, well, then the presentation's that test drive, right? It's creating that and getting them to fall in love with the product that's going to solve their problem.
Exactly, 100%, guys. That guy right there, Jim. How long you been following Grant Cardone?
Since I want to say 1990, but I think it was 89. I think it was before my first son was born, or the year he was born. And that was back in the VHS tapes, and we upgraded to the CDs, the DVDs, and the workbooks. And,
That's awesome.
you know, that was back when I had Grant's cell phone number back then. I called him directly, and he doesn't know me from 34,000 people down in Miami, but
Yeah.
I did have a cell phone number at one point in time.
That's awesome, man. It's probably still the same number. But listen, guys, Jim, thanks a lot, man. Hey, thank you just for showing me what's possible, man. A guy who's made a lifelong commitment to always getting better, man. He's like, hey, look, I'm looking to get better. I want to be around people who's better. Now he's able to show that to his family, who's also having success, man. So thanks a lot, Jim. I really appreciate you a lot, buddy. So guys, listen, like that's a really good example of a guy who's made a huge commitment and a long-term one, you know, where he's thinking, hey, look, I can always get better at this deal. So I want you to believe that same thing too, because that's the way that I'm looking at it. I'm looking at any type of loss, any type of failure, any type of objection, a way to learn and be like, dude, how did that guy get me, man? How did he sell me? And I'm going to look at it all the ways, and I'm going to go in and study the training program, and Grant's going to tell me all the answers. He's going to say, hey, here's how you handle that objection. Okay, so what I want to do is cover these last two right here. Number 7, using slang that buyers don't understand, like product knowledge. You know, this is a major killer. This is where, like, in your industry, you have a certain slang or you have a certain nomenclature that's not common. You know, you guys know any industries like this? Oh, we say stuff all the time right here. I got to tell my guys, I'm like, dude, the guy has no idea what a cloud-based sales conversion tool is. You know, I'm like, we know what it is, but he doesn't know what it is, right? Because this guy sells XYZ, it's not even in his language, right? So I want you guys to really understand that. The fitness industry, oh my God, unbelievable over there, right? So I go in, these guys they're telling me all this stuff. They're like, dude, you got to use this and that. Like, dude, I'm so checked out because I don't understand the language. If you just tell me that it would make my muscles bigger and make me feel better, like, dude, I'd be like, done, dude, yeah, that's what I came in here for. You know, like, you guys got to keep it simple enough to where when you're presenting something that they don't get lost. Just go do like one software. Like, I see this a lot when we talk with the folks that sell like digital marketing, because they go way off into la la land and this like new technology, and they think that just because they're using big words they sound smart. No, dude, you just lost your sale. That's what you did. So what I would tell you is that do not use slang. Grant's going to tell you all about it. He's like, don't use slang because they don't know it. So like, you know, like if you speak Spanish to me, I don't really know that language. So I'm just going to be like, yeah, okay. And like, dude, I'm going to be on to the next one because I don't know what you said, right? So like if you go in speaking a different language to somebody, they are going to get confused. That will cost you a sale. It's going to cost you time, money, effort. And you're going to lose the sale because for them, they're like, nah, I already seen what that was, man. It's kind of complicated. It doesn't work. You know, and like the reality is you probably could have just told them a little bit more simple so that way they understood and then it'd be good to go. Okay, last one, number 8, demonstrate without tying down the advantages and the benefits. Okay, I want you guys at home right now to write this down. Feature, advantage, benefit. And then I want you to go train on this video here. If you guys go into the sales process, right here and you go into the presentation, there's a couple videos that are really surrounded by this one topic, but start off with feature, advantage, and benefit right here. And Grant is going to really lay this out. Now, this is so important because for most salespeople, they talk about a feature. You know, there's all different types of things that you could talk about. I want you to stop right now and just really think, hey, in my business, what feature do I talk about all the time? Something that's cool, you know, like I just got off the phone with a solar company and I was like, hey, what features do you guys have? They're like, we got a monitoring panel. I'm like, sweet, you guys talk about that? They're like, yeah, we do. I'm like, well, what's it do? You know, you got to understand what these things do because I don't know what a monitoring panel does. I have no idea, okay? You know, if I did, I would already bought it, but I don't know what it is, right? So you got to tie the feature, the advantage, and the benefit. So what is the advantage of having a monitoring panel? Well, the advantage of that is that, you know, look, the solar company actually knows when there's problems before you, the homeowner, does. So that way they can fix it. And the benefit of that is dude, you're pretty much never going to have problems because we're going to know it and handle it and fix it before you're ever aware of it. Okay, that's pretty cool, right? So I can actually go into that. Now, write this down. Feature, advantage, benefit. I want you to write below your feature. I want you to write down, hey, what is a feature of what I do? If you've got a retail and you sell mattresses, cars, cell phones, write it down. I got the iPhone, man. That's the actual feature. Okay, what's the advantage of having an iPhone? It's got XYZ, blah, blah, blah on it, right? And then all of a sudden, what is the benefit of that? How does that benefit me? So if you guys are taking notes, the last thing I'm going to give you, people buy from the advantages and benefits. They don't buy the feature. Okay, so they don't buy the feature. They buy the advantage, and they mostly buy the benefits. Okay, so I want you guys to really sink your teeth into this because this presentation category, there's 17 videos in here, and the information goes so deep, and it's a really good way for you to just sink into this and understand, hey, what mistakes am I making, and how do I get better every single day? So guys, listen, next Wednesday, we are going to come back to you. We're going to be live. I want you to call in. I want you to drop in any type of challenges, problems, anything you have. We're going to break into it. And I'll tell you, you calling in with your problem, there's probably a lot of other people on this call too. They're having the same challenge, and you're going to be helping others. So we'd love to hear from you. And guys, listen, we got a big 10X Business Boot Camp. It's coming up. It's at the end of March. This thing's almost filled up. So we've never had tickets at this price. We're doing a new thing. We actually got an incredibly new venue. It's unbelievable. It's at the Turnberry here in South Florida. I mean, it's going to be incredible. Grant all day long. If you guys liked what you've seen at the 10X Growth Con, imagine there being 1/100th of that, and you're actually sitting in the room right there, right next to Grant, man. He's freaking talking. He's spitting on you all types. I mean, that's how close you are. Okay? It's awesome. So, listen, I want you guys to go to grantcardonebootcamp.com. Okay, guys, we'll see you back here next Wednesday on the Cardone University Mastermind.